my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season number 1, episode number 26. And our special guest tonight waiting in the green room is Matt Murphy, the owner and operator of Hobby Bunker. So we're glad to have him on the show tonight. It's been a while, so we got to get him in. We got a lot of people in the chat room already. I'm going to hold off on that real quick. Tonight, we are actually sponsored by, you guys can see that? Biscuits and Porn. Yeah, Biscuits and Porn. Go get you some Biscuits and Porn, milepost number 10 in the Outer Banks. Rick, you like yourself some Biscuits and Porn, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Biscuits and Porn, milepost number 10 in the Outer Banks. I heard the Wright brothers used to go there every morning for their breakfast before they
biscuits.
Yeah, for the biscuits. Yeah.
Get their biscuits toasted or something.
That's right. Yeah. So, how's it going tonight, buddy?
It's good. Everything's good. Good.
Got Mr. Rick Bradshaw coming to us from the great state of New Hampshire.
Yep.
And we got this gentleman from the great state of South Kakalaki, Mr. Dan Deering. How's it going, buddy?
Hello. Now, I've heard a lot of Southerners say that biscuits and gravy is good as porn.
Biscuits and gravy? How about, well, chicken and waffles. That's big around here. I don't know about down there.
I don't know. Grits?
Yeah, well, we got somebody representing Canada tonight, John Salatellis. How you doing, John?
How's it going, everybody? I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July.
Yeah, and you had a great Canada Day.
Yes, that was pretty good as well.
Yeah, great. And of course, we have Mr. Joe Baker. That we almost lost him because he said, "Hey, Toy Soldier Tuesday on a Monday. What's going on?" I said, "Yeah, we had a little switcheroo, but he was able to join us. So thanks, Joe."
It's always good to be here. In fact, I wouldn't have been able to make Tuesdays, so this is even better.
Everything worked out, man. So,
yeah.
All right.
Looking forward to Matt.
See who's in the already in the chat room. Ernie from Ernie's Attic is here. Thanks, Ernie. Big Boss Jack, as always. Moon Doggy.
Yeah.
Moon Doggy. All the Tuesday people are tuning on a Monday. Hope they're not being thrown off by this. David O'Rourke, thanks for joining us. Skunk Works. Uh-oh. We got some G.I. Joe guys on a Monday night. I think they're Action Joe Figs is here, too. We're going to throw people for a loop, man. They're not going to know what's going on. So we are going to do the G.I. Joe show. That's going to be tomorrow. So our Monday got moved to Tuesday. Tuesday's on Monday tonight. Hopefully everybody can keep up with that. Barb Flowers, Andy and Indy. Andy, that was a great rendition of Ace All Good, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that in person.
Well, these guys are all in for a treat tonight.
I know. Robert Glenn. All right, I think I'm caught up. Oh, Patrick Grain just tuned in. Thank you. Oh, Michelle D just tuned in. Yeah. And we got everybody tuning in tonight. Appreciate that, guys. Thanks for the support.
Everybody.
Yeah. Why don't we start off with Rick? Rick, we haven't started off with you in a while. What's new in your zoo?
What's new? Oh, well, you guys got me on the hook on this toy soldier stuff. So I got a new, I got a bag of Germans. BMC. They're German assault troops with support and a medic crew. Yep. So basic BMC figures. they got the cool.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
CTS, actually.
See, that's what someone said, CTS, but being sold through BMC.
Yeah, when you say BMC, you don't know what you're saying.
They're a lighter gray than usual. Is that accurate?
Yeah, they look a little lighter.
Yeah. He's a little darker than that. The lights are kind of brushing him out, but that's a dead guy. There's one of the injured dudes. Get him up there.
Oh, I was taking a nap actually.
Yeah, I'll give him a little pillow. There's one dude who's surrendering.
He's doing calisthenics. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's doing squats with his hands on his head.
So of course I had to go and get a tank. And
dude, you are going all out now.
That's CTS, I think.
That is a CTS tank.
My man.
So this is 138, and I know it's not in scale with the soldiers.
Yeah.
But when I got it, it's like really tiny. It's really small.
Like 148, I think.
Yeah.
So I can use it, and I used it in a shot and used some forced perspective,
Yeah.
And it's fine. You get it to work. Then I also got this one from BMC.
That's closer to right size.
Yeah.
This is more like it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this is nice. It's got a lot of detail on it. The turret traverses, but the barrel doesn't go up and down. But it's still nice. A little bit of paint, and it would look really good. And then,
I'll tell you what, I'm jealous of you with those pictures, man.
They're fun to do. I'm
just starting out with this 132nd scale. I'm kind of pissed at you, man, because I've been doing this for 30 some years, and you're knocking those pictures out, man. I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that.
I helped you with some of your shots.
I have them to show tonight. I have them to show.
Oh, so. Good. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
So the last thing I got, because I was disappointed with the Tiger 1, I had to get a King Tiger.
Yeah, that's cool. I had that one. That had a little motor in it, didn't it?
Yeah, this is by New Ray.
Yeah, it's small again, though.
It's too small. But, again, I can finagle it in some pictures, And it has this ridiculous paint scheme, which isn't realistic. I can't find anything that looks like this. But I got this for under $20, and I said, I'm going to shoot it in black and white anyways. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, those black and white pictures look authentic, man. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, they're fun.
A lot of fun.
I got a pack of Japanese soldiers coming, so they'll be fun to shoot in the the greenery and all that stuff.
Well, you got some stuff coming to you next week when you and I meet up too. By the way.
Oh, cool.
I'm saving the shipping costs. I'm just going to hand them to you when I see it. So.
All right, I'll be bringing.
I'm going to say, what can you do with these figures? And show me some pictures with this.
Yeah, they're all. I can shoot anything.
Hey Dan, what's new in your zoo, buddy?
Well, let's see what we got here.
Wait. Do we have another story? Do we have another story?
No. This guy here, no good.
Gone. I gotta warn the audience if you're gonna do a story.
No more of these guys. These guys gone. They're gone. Done.
Oh.
I do like the idea. What? You want another one? Oh, look at that. Oh, gone. So, anyways, I like the whole pack, the bag of Germans. I just love that. That's just awesome. So, but I have also bitten the bug.
No, we got everybody.
I'm sorry, I got bit by the bug, is what I should say. Yeah. So I bought a whole bunch. It's just one box of I got on Amazon of some Civil War soldiers. They are on the cheap end and not high end stuff. Yep. But I probably will end up getting into some more gaming. But these guys are just they're kind of fun. All these guys, I got a bunch. I've got primed. I'm starting to paint a whole bunch of them, and but these bayonets are terrible. So I had to cut off all the bayonets of these guys. They got like they got these little nub things on them. So like I can't just doot in the eye, So
Joe, would you say those are even BMC knockoffs or what?
I think they're Americana BMC, which are a little bit worse.
Yeah, they're not. Honestly, they're not very. It's kind of hilarious because they give you there's no cannons, there's no horses, but they give you. Well, check this guy out. Look at him. He's like just, look at that. He's surveying the body. A lot of these guys have no hats on. A lot of the Confederates have got their hats off for some reason.
They originally came in a Gettysburg set, and there were.
Oh, did they?
And they had cannon and limber and horses.
Well, I will be focusing on Gettysburg, mainly because it's so readily available. I got so much documentation, everything on it. I've already started creating my own flags and stuff like that to do. So I've got a lot of stuff going. Like I said, they don't come with any horses, but I did make myself, as everybody knows, I'm from Maine, so I made myself a Joshua Chamberlain figure. Can you really come in?
A little blurry, but
come in, Joshua, come in.
Yeah, nope, they're right there. Yeah.
So that's one that I painted. I did convert him. I took the head off another figure and did this one here. But like I said, there's no horses, so I had to search around my house and say, what can I put him on? So being that we're from Maine, and he is Joshua Chamberlain, and he is a legend. I've been to his home, so
get him on the moose.
Put him on the moose. The moose is a little overscaled.
The moose is loose.
But there he is.
Yeah.
Look at that. I can put him. Imagine that on the battlefield.
That's probably just. I don't know. I've seen some big moose
very,
when I lived up
very
there.
Canadian.
That could be the scale, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, listen. I was telling a friend of mine that about. I had an encounter with a moose one time, and it was like Jurassic Park. I was parked on the side of the road on the phone, and I looked on my right. There was a moose had come out of the woods. It was like near me and staring at me, and I'm like going, "Oh shit," because you don't know what they're gonna do. They attack cars. So it's like, I'm like, okay. Then he went into the woods, and then he came back out again, and he went across. Like going, ooh, this could really suck. But Joshua Chamberlain on the moose.
There you go.
I'm all done. That's what I got.
I'm watching Matt in the green room. He's like, holy shit. Like, what show did I just sign up for, man?
The moose is loose.
All right.
There you go.
John Salatzelis from Canada. You ever had biscuits and porn? No?
No.
All right.
Oh,
just checking.
Maybe one of the two. No, actually, I've had both, but not at the same time.
It's a real store, I'm telling you.
Right? Not at the same time. Oh, it's an odd combination.
I'll get you a T-shirt, brother. I'll send it to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
What you got new for us, man? What you got new?
I finally received. I remember when Paul was on. Stad was on a few weeks ago. I know he had sent me a little pack from eBay of Speedwell accessories. These are old British company with soft. I'm trying to see if I can show them all here, but it's gonna be hard because the mic fall. So it's like a little bunker. A
little higher, man. Just a little higher.
Yeah.
Yep. Right there.
The trees, some little damaged building. Came with a little figure, which is, I would say they're about 135. But I put this guy from Toy Soldier Central for give a little perspective.
Yeah.
Little scale. Oh, sorry, I keep on dropping it. Oh yeah. So that's basically it. And I do have a couple of things coming from Hobby Bunker from Matt, which were mailed out I guess a few days ago. I ordered the brand new Mars sets, the two plastic Mars sets, which is the German Volkssturm set 2, I believe, and the what was the other one? And I think the German Winter Mortar team.
Nice.
Along with a Thomas Gunn. I believe it's the dinghy with the two German paddlers. I'll show it to you guys when I get it, but those are on the way. Also, that's about it when it comes to products. And I just want to remind everybody again, we are working hard on the finalizing the Worcestersham casino from The Longest Day. This is a bit.
Yep, that's gonna look nice, dude.
An updated picture.
Are you still hoping for Chicago?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a lot earlier than that. I mean, hopefully by end of July. Some pre-orders have already been done. So we're talking about the first 20, giving them a rebate on the about a $25 rebate on the price, and we'll throw in some brand new, newly created accessories, battle accessories that never been released before anywhere. So that was it, and just finalizing the updates on the book and the calendars for Chicago. And actually, I did want to ask the people on the show, like when you see the photo book and the pictures, for example, stuff like that, would you want to know, like for example, for me to put in the bottom what company figures I used, or is there any other information that may be useful to you, or should we just leave it as is with just the title of the photo and I don't know. I'm maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. Like maybe I should just put a little bit on the bottom, or just some writing what figures I'm using, what accessories. Sorry, the lights hitting.
Yeah, info like that would be, I think, would be good.
I think it would be good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you guys are gonna make me work, eh? All right.
You have to do research, bro. Research.
Oh yeah. Well, I have everything written. I don't know if I. Plus, I'm gonna see what if more characters and more writing will augment the price. Because if that happens, then I don't want to do that anymore. It's
right on.
It's good as is.
Cool.
It is very good as is.
Saving the best for last, Mr. Joe Baker. How are you tonight, sir?
I did spend the week painting, but all that stuff's upstairs, so I have nothing new. But I did pull out something I haven't shown too many people.
Ooh, dinosaurs here.
This is a step mammoth, which is an earlier version, and from Spira.
Oh, that's Spira. They're doing that now. Wow.
Well, this is a couple years old actually. They actually got a commission from a museum to do a whole group of these for a diorama.
Yeah.
And so the first year I brought Spira to Chicago, I had a bunch of their woolly mammoths and a bunch of saber-toothed cats, and Ron Barzo bought them all from me. It was crazy. So, anyway, that's cool. Spira cannot get the size right. Like this is supposed to be a 1/30th maybe, and it's really much bigger than that.
Still too big. Yeah.
Anyway, nothing new in my zoo except the mammoth, which is old.
Gotcha. Well, I got one thing to show, and Joe, I think you can help me out with this. I'm going to put up the video right now, and you're familiar with that, right?
If it's real, that's expensive.
Well, you know what it is, right? That's the old Mark's canopy.
Yeah, that's
right.
the canopy that came in all the expensive sets.
You can see the directions there from the original one. You seen that?
Oh yeah.
And there's a picture of it from Playset Magazine. Picture. Well, I got my buddy Cos Becerra, who made me one. He's 3D printing it. Now the netting, of course, that's Pegasus netting.
Mm-hmm.
But he made the posts and the back and the triangular part exactly the way it was. And
awesome.
we're modifying this though. We're making it a little bit more sturdier. So you know how those hooks always broke off, those little pegs. We're gonna get rid of those and put in a male-female adapter at the top. You know what I mean, to hold those crossbars.
Okay.
So it'll be a lot more sturdier. And the bottom, you know how it rocked from side to side? Yeah. We're making that a circular bottom on all those instead of that kind of rectangle thing.
Okay.
We're making them all circular, so that should keep them from rocking. But once we get that finished, I'm going to have a whole bunch of these printed up, I think, and then find somebody that has a lot of Pegasus netting, because that Pegasus netting is perfect. It covers the top and then folds down the bottom. And we're going to leave those little pegs at the top that used to hold the original one, because that pokes right through that netting. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You can see it on that. So
thank you I'm really excited about what you guys are coming up with.
Well, you know how expensive these original ones are if you can find them. And I was like,
usually the stands are pretty easy to find. It's just to find the crossbars
that aren't broken. Yeah,
if they're unbroken, and then the pegs on the top of the cover. Yeah. So like we were talking before, I did one like that. I'll show it probably in another episode when we have a little more time and see what exactly I use. So whoever wants to do it that way, I mean, it's actually extremely sturdy and a little bigger, but a little kind of like the Marks one, because I use the exact Marks stance. I just the beams across are different. They're actually Playmobil from their I think it was some mechanic series that they had for cars and everything, and they fit perfectly in the peg. So they would, and I just use a camo net like I showed you, but any camo net would do technically, But there's ways to do it, and we'll show you that.
Yep. And then finally, there's another picture.
I like it.
And finally,
we got some marks.
I had my Battle of Kazarine Pass playset that I put together.
Yeah.
And one individual took my pictures and kind of modified them a little bit. I can't remember his name. Do you know, Rick?
Yeah, I forget his name, but he's really
He's
quite
real
talented.
talented, man.
Yeah.
So he made my place that look real good. Rick, you want to talk him through what you did? I have no idea what you did, man.
Mostly it's just enhancing the colors. I put the overlays of smoke on there. Normally, if I was in person and taking these photos, I probably would have used real fog, but the overlay kind of works, and you just enhance it a little bit, maybe make it a little grainy because it's a battle scene. I didn't add any gun flashes or anything like that. So,
John, do you think that's calendar ready? Do you think?
Oh yeah, gonna have it now. Yeah, it's actually. Oh, it's brilliant. Look at that.
How about that?
and
Like,
that
I didn't even paint those or use black wash. I don't know how you did that, man.
No, it's using Photoshop, Rick.
I think I did these all in Snapseed, and there's just some filters you can run that bring out the details.
Exactly.
And it's surprising how much detail is on these little guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the contrast in there better. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the foam piece that I bought from Hobby Bunker years ago.
Yeah.
That's the Oasis Outpost.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
CTS.
That's a great piece, by the way. It's like it's
That
one
was
of the
a,
ones that like
that's a CTS tank, so that's why it's a little smaller. But
Yeah, it's just like the Marks. CTS made them the same way Marks did with
sure,
148 scale tanks with.
well,
135
CTS are a bit
scale.
bigger, no? A bit bigger than Marks, though. CTS. They're
Not
closer.
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
And,
those are the British guys.
Rick, I think you get one more picture. Yeah, maybe one. Yeah,
I like that one.
that was the Outpost there too. So yeah, man. Every time I do a play set, I'm going to just send you all the pictures, Rick, and you're going to be my photo man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you took some good shots. Just editing doesn't make it a great shot.
Yeah.
It's got to be a good picture to begin with. So they were good shots.
Yeah, good eye level. Good,
Yeah.
good angle.
That's the key. Getting your camera
low.
Yep.
Well, hey guys, we got somebody in the green room who I told would only take 15 minutes, and it's been 20 now, so we left him hanging. But I think everybody knows this guy. At least we know the store because we all buy from him. This is Mr. Matt Murphy. How are you doing, sir?
Hey guys.
Hey, good
Matt,
to see you, Matt.
Welcome, Matt.
Well, Matt.
Dude, the owner and operator of Hobby Bunker.
Yes, sir.
For anybody in our chat room that's not familiar with it, can you just give us a little background real quick on when you started, how long you've been in it?
I guess I started Hobby Bunker kind of out of basically. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this without that glare that was on the picture. My dad started a hobby shop, I guess, in the 70s. So then I guess I was in college, kind of took over the business more or less in 1998. So I was 23 years old.
Wow.
So now I'm 50, and now it's too late to start a real job, So, but
Well, hey, we see it all the. I think I ran into you at Gettysburg this year and asked if you'd come on the show. And you're always at the a lot of different toy shows, right?
right,
toy
yeah,
shows.
we get all over. I even actually last month I went to the Plastic Warriors show in London.
Did you
Figured, what
really?
the heck? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Very cool. Very cool.
I was planning on buying a lot, but I've done the other show over there where they have metal stuff, and I had a guy who brought a box to me, so I said, geez, I can't buy that much. If I don't sell a lot, I can't have room, But so yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff to see over there for sure.
DJ.
Some stuff pretty cheap too, but next time I'll go with an empty suitcase. No.
I'm gonna put you in the middle here. That'll be a little better, so we can all see you here. So where do you want to start, guys? Any specific questions? I know Joe. I know John. The three of us buy from. Actually, half of my Alamo is your buildings, man. So,
Okay.
Between
I
you
know,
and
I have-
TSSD, man.
I got a few of those buildings that like the molds crapped out, but I have the models here. I just haven't got around to making more foam since foam's kind of I think selling less than it used to, and I think the cost of it's gone up quite a bit too. So it's.
I was going to ask you. So, when it comes to those foam, do you get somebody to do those? Do you design them yourself?
The original thing we did was a bunker, and I did like a Civil War mortar barge. We hired a professional guy to do that.
Okay.
Then my father actually sculpted probably half of our pieces.
Really?
And
Who did all the
then,
World War II two-story buildings?
well, those are actually, that's funny. Those actually were originally done by Ken Osen,
Were they?
and they were done for trains. Like we had a warehouse and a storefront. So like when we were at, I guess one of the manufacturers' places, I don't know, 20 years ago, we saw them sitting there and we said, "Hey, what are you doing with those?" And he said, "Nothing." So we kind of, I guess, I don't know, got permission to make them. We made them, and then my dad took them and chopped them up into, 3, 4 other pieces. And then I took some of those. I wouldn't say I'm a finished modeler, but like a lot of our blown up buildings, I did those. I just
You like-
chopped
you
them
like
up
blowing
more.
them
And yeah.
You already got a
So-
question from the chat room, brother. Somebody wants to know if did you drop the tariffs yet? The tariff upcharge yet?
We never upcharge people.
Oh, you didn't? Wow.
I'm
I know
sitting
George
right-
Guerrero was talking about that, and he said he had to do it for a little
I'm
bit.
sitting right here with about 9 FedEx bills that I have to sort and pay my tariffs on. So
Oh shit!
Well, I think a couple of the brands we raised like the price for a month or two, like 10%, like maybe King Country and John Jenkins, but
Yeah.
And then I got creamed in April. I actually paid 104% tariff on something, so I didn't really buy much in May. But for the most part, we've been eating the money, or like some of the manufacturers have, we kind of figure out how to get it in safer, we'll say.
Yeah.
But but yeah, for the most part. And then some of the manufacturers kind of on their end, like gave us a little bit better of a discount. So like everybody's eating a little bit of the money, but. And then,
Bill from Wars Gaming World wants to know if you're going to be at Historicon next week.
I am not. I actually had a room. I just, we went to Historicon for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And then the last time I went, or the last couple of times I went, the show used to be a lot of manufacturers, like little small companies. And then the last couple of times I went, it was pretty much hobby shops like me. And I'm like, everybody's selling the same stuff there now. So it kind of almost, do I want to spend 5 days of my life in 100-degree weather in Pennsylvania? I'm like, not really. So, I was gonna go. I don't know, maybe next year, but yeah, I won't be there. So.
Hey, Matt, I have a question. You bring so much stuff to Chicago. I've never been to how you do other shows, but do you have a separate inventory for shows and for the shop, or do you just
some of the stuff, yeah, stays in boxes all the time and just goes to shows. Some of it, goes back and forth. Like I have, I don't know, yeah, not separate. I usually, and then like Chicago, I bring all like weird stuff, odds and ends. You know what I mean? So, like cheap stuff to expensive stuff, I guess. But
is that going to be your next show for the year, Chicago? Or do you have something?
I'm actually doing a show July 27th in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So, like the big show in Hackensack kind of is no more, but about 3 times a year in Wayne, Pennsylvania, there's a show there. I think it's about 60 tables. It's a good. I do very well there. It's probably the best show I do these days because one night in a hotel, I'm drive down 4 hours. I'm back home the next night at 9:00 at night. It's
Wayne, Pennsylvania. You have to send
Wayne,
info
Pennsylvania.
on that.
Yeah. So.
Not familiar with that one.
I still got a lot of. Most of the guys that come to the show are buyers. They're not like tire kickers. So it's they literally just come there, buy stuff, and leave. It's great.
No room trading to deal with.
No room trading. You just pack up early and you hit the road.
You got a friend in the chat room, Jason Evans. So he'll see you in September.
Yes, definitely.
Good to know you're here, Jason.
So.
You want to move on to a tour of the man cave, or I guess you're in the store, right? You're not in the man cave.
Yeah, well, I guess then, I'm actually in my office, which is kind of a mess. You know, we got it's a paperwork, and then
Yeah, we want to see all that.
actually, I picked up a toy soldier collection a couple years ago, and the guy's like, "You want these?" So I picked up, some Adam Vinatieri, Clemens, and Mike Vrabel autographs. So I was like, "Oh, we'll put them up on the wall." And this had soldiers in it, but one of my employees likes bourbon, so we now kind of have like a bourbon shelf in the toy soldier. And then I got my since you guys all like plastic, I have my favorite. One,
Airfix.
yeah, that was my favorite probably thing when I was a kid.
Cromwell.
I'm 50, so like I certainly like Transformers and GI Joes and all that back in the day, but Britain Detail and Airfix were my favorite.
I was just going to ask you, were you more of a 172nd guy or a 132?
I did have a bunch of that too. I used to set them up on my bureau in my when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I think I love those ESCI Vietnam figures. But yeah, the rest of the office is kind of like a mess. Like there's like always stuff to sort. There's like tons of tempo swappets and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, if you guys want, I can. So this is upstairs, and then this is actually these are all gaming tables up here, basically. Of course, we sort out stuff up here, but on the weekends, it's just war games. Guys play Warhammer 40,000. I don't know, Bolt Action, Warhammer Fantasy. I don't know, all kinds of tabletop games. And like when we're painting like foam buildings or something for Chicago, we just use these tables. So then, kind of taking the tour, just walking down the stairs into the store. We used to have a lot more on display in our old store in Malden because this place is smaller. But we also this store we kind of have nicer displays. So we have a bunch of toy soldier cases here.
So how long you been at this location?
A little over 4 years.
4 years there. Okay.
Yeah,
So I remember your old place. So that's the one.
Military books, castles, whatever. Your $5, $10, $3 random stuff, and then there's always got some like vintage toys, and of course, what's a hobby shop without Britain Detail, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Looks like a Mark's tin up there.
Yeah, I do have some Mark's tin. I guess some up there.
Yep.
Yeah, I got more in the back. I put stuff out and then it's just like we got wargaming stuff. I don't know if you guys do much Star Wars Legion. We got some Star Wars action figures. BattleTech's been pretty popular these days in the store. We got guys playing that. We kind of like in the local area, we're very well known for having lots of minis or kind of Dungeons and Dragons figures and stuff. So board games. So we're a little bit different than most toy soldier places where we, one of our biggest sellers in the store too is like these Gundam model kits. They're all like snap tight. I don't know if anyone knows what they are.
Oh, they're fantastic models.
Yeah,
they really are.
They've been around since the 80s, and then we got like,
I mean, they're basically action figures. I mean,
Yeah,
you
they
can pose
are.
them all. They all have joints in them and pose them. And
You gotta
got
slow your camera down a little bit, bro, because it's you're going way too fast. We can't
Too fast. Okay.
focus on stuff.
oh, like what's that up with the hoodie? The Woody thing. Go up.
Oh, it's it's basically like a Gundam kit,
Oh, check
What
that
if you
out. I didn't know that existed.
They get a buzz too.
Oh, cool.
That's all from Japan.
Yeah. The front of the store is like I said, magazines and just kind of sales stuff. Woodland Scenics. We got our in-house Roman guard.
There you go. Gotta have that.
And then, of course, let's go just down here. We have another big sell, like Games Workshop, like Warhammer stuff is a pretty big
Oh yeah.
big seller in the store. I guess we got games. I mean, saying the books and everything for them, and then like a whole nother section of Reaper miniatures. They're made down in Texas, but
You got somebody else in the chat room saying, "Slow down. They want to check everything out." So you're gonna have to walk through like real slow, bro.
yeah. So this is like miniatures, and then you got we carry a lot of paint, Tamiya paint, spray paints.
You still do a lot of painting on your own?
I stopped a couple years ago because I got old and my eyes went a little bit, So
Yeah.
and I just
you got-
haven't.
You paint your foam form tech
Yeah,
stuff,
I
right?
paint foam. I actually I'm getting I have a 18-year-old son, getting him trained to paint.
Nice.
This brand is out
Pro.
Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl paints. These
Seen
are
that
like
advertised.
fantastic paint, and like honestly, like we've been selling these for a couple of years, and I've not like we order it every 2 weeks. We order more paint. It's great paint for miniatures. And then we also have like the AK third generation paints, which are really good. These are all like military colors, and then they have fantasy colors. Some guy actually cleaned us out of them the other day. But he bought like 100 bottles of paint. And we're like, okay, sure. Then Vallejo's been one of our best sellers for about 10 to 15 years too.
So you got to be one of the last brick and mortar type hobby stops around, right?
Yeah, that sells like all this. And then, we have Hot Toys. I don't know if you guys heard of those. They're like, some of you GI Joe guys know that. They're like high end, like 12-inch figures. We do carry some of those. And then we got Pokemon and Magic cards and things like that. They just came out with a Magic card called it's like based on the Final Fantasy board game, computer game.
Yep.
So evidently some guy pulled a card out of a pack that he got in the store a few weeks ago that might sell an auction for $100,000. So we're getting
geez.
It's like the number one card. It's like gold foiled. Like I don't get it all, but hey,
Wow.
if we just haven't opened the one pack, but we've been getting a lot of like Instagram traffic and new customers because they see us on there with that. So,
Yeah, good.
yeah. Then we'll head down into like, actually, I think I went by the car models, but this is all like 172, 144 scale aircraft, and then
Jesus.
148 scale, 132nd scale, and it's kind of our floating shelf here, but that's all like 172 on there. But then this is it's like mostly 132 scale plastic here.
Do you carry Forces of Valor, or did you when they were big?
Oh yeah, I used to sell tons of that stuff back in the old days when there was like they were like $18, $24, and $30. We used to buy like pallets of it. So.
And do you buy people's collections and resell or no?
Yeah, we're always buying collections. I'm actually buying a pretty big one on Wednesday. I already went down to someone's house and started packing it. He lives kind of about a half hour from here, but it's a lot of stuff.
You got a question from the chat room, brother?
Yeah.
Matthew O'Connor wants to know, do you have a prediction on the future of models, figures, or collectibles? What direction's the hobby taking?
It's it's like one of those, who knows? I mean, basically there a lot of younger people getting into this, not necessarily exactly the way we collected stuff, but there's a huge market in like other countries like China, for example. Like they have a lot of younger people buying like King Country and First Legion and mostly World War II figures. Of course, before the war, like buying and selling from Ukraine and Russia was a big part of our business, and that part of the business is really obviously shit the bed. But even a lot of our in-store customers, they buy miniatures but a lot of them are 3D printing. So
That was my next question right here.
Yeah.
Somebody
so
wants
hey,
to know. Yeah, somebody wants to know what's your opinion on the 3D printing stuff.
It's like you can't beat them. You might as well join them, I guess, because I look at it. Of course, everyone buys a 3D printer and thinks it's gonna like be like a Hewlett Packard. You plug it in and it prints. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. It's a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
We did a lot of 3D printing, like buildings and walls, and it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't work like you want it to,
Yeah.
unless you really like put a lot of work into it and keep up with it. So, but like we sell a lot of paints and hobby supplies and everything, and that keeps people coming in all the time. So, I mean, you can 3D print stuff at your house if you want. I guess like obviously Spira's must be doing very well, but people still like to come in and buy stuff, and especially like you still need paints and hobby supplies to paint whatever you're going to paint.
Sure.
But I mean, as far as like hobbies go, I mean, there's people are always going to want to tinker with something. I don't know, if it's building models or even if it's like the Gundam kits or something like that. I
Out of that sort of stuff, what's your biggest seller there? Not the paints, taking away the paints and stuff. I mean, what
in the store, like Games Workshop is a pretty big seller, and then like games, and then model kits. We sell metal and plastic soldiers in the store, which is like we kind of like a few months ago we really got a new like kind of system to track a little bit better what we are selling in the store. So we're trying to dump stuff that doesn't sell and carry more of what does sell, I guess. So
yeah.
But I think people too also like the older guy. Some of you older guys or guys that buy collections. I mean, that generation just bought and hoarded more. Where like guys my age buy stuff, but of course, hey, 20 years from now, who knows what you'll find in my garage, right?
I was going to say, how big's your personal collection?
At my house, I think I have like 3 glass cases of metal toy soldiers, and then a lot of stuff just sitting in the garage. I guess I got 2 kids in college and looking at probably selling my house and downsizing, so I haven't really been adding to it,
Yeah. So you're not a big like vintage marks has to be in a box kind of guy.
No. If I'm gonna get stuff, I want to like take it out and set up my dining room table, knock it over, and put it back in the garage.
Right. Yeah, man.
So, I have a bunch of like Forces of Valor and 21st century vehicles and air fricks and stuff. Not doing too much with it. I got a few, like I said, a few cases of toy soldiers, and then I do paint and like dabble with like wargaming stuff too. So I have a bunch of that too. So
right on. Cool.
And buckets of Star Wars and GI Joes from my childhood in like the last 20 years.
I was going to ask you, growing up as a kid, I mean, we're about the same age. What was your favorite toy growing up as a kid?
Definitely like the 3 3/4-inch GI Joes for sure.
Oh, GI Joes, wow.
Yeah. I also had a lot of 12-inch figures when I was a kid too. But
I was going to say 12-inch hand-me-downs from.
Yeah, I think when I bought my first house, I sold all my vintage Joes.
Yeah. We've all been there.
When they're like, "Oh, you need 16 grand," I'm like, "What?" Everything's got to go. So, but yeah, I still have like I said, I used to have even more He-Man and a lot of other things, but I guess I said I can't keep everything, but
right on.
So
you can finish the store tour if you got more to show. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta. There's probably kind of got the warehouse, but I gotta pop on some lights. I think so. I don't think we're OSHA friendly here, but so, yeah. Actually, well, we do off and on like all this stuff here, and when my son's home from college, he's always eBay and stuff. So we like all this stuff's just on eBay at the moment. Some of it's auctions, buy it now. There's that's my office and my one of my guys where we kind of print out orders and take phone orders and talk to customers mostly. What else we got? We got the bathroom.
6 days a week, 7 days a week. How often you open?
Yeah, we're open 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Yeah, we have most of those figures like sideshows are all on eBay, but like kind of make it so they can be sold in the store too. Then we just got, I guess, the rest of like ship models, and we got obviously foam.
Yeah, slow down there, man. You gotta
Yeah,
go
really.
slower. We want to see this. This is the stuff we want to see right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's like I buy collections back from people, and you're like, you're always like surprised, like not like I get random paint jobs, like, oh, I don't know what they were going for. I'm like, I guess it's not that bad. Then I'm like, I don't know
Can
what
always
this came
can always
back from a
repair.
guy. I don't know what he painted the spike silver, I guess, but just
Oh,
on
yeah.
a few spots, But
Can always
So-
redo those. That's okay.
yeah,
See, now this is the stuff that interests me because it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some people made their own stuff, or
Yeah.
no?
yeah, and this is
Or
like
like-
like a plaster thing or something like that. I don't know. So we have our regular stuff, and then we get like random stuff, and then we got like a pile of like 12-inch figure stuff that's used to be sorted by like heads and arms and guns, but it's all pretty much a mess at the moment. And that's like this is some of the 3D print stuff that we do.
3D stuff.
Oh wow.
And then I have another guy, like one of our locals, has like 5 machines, so we haven't even been making stuff. I just farm it out to him.
So that's 1/32 scale. That gray.
Yeah, this is 1/32, and this is actually 1/48. We
You
had
gotta
like
drop the camera some, man.
oh shit,
There
sorry.
you go. Yep.
We had like a guy that like wanted some 1/48 scale stuff, so we tried that, and then we do we got like some 28 millimeter stuff, and yeah, this is almost cut. That's a 28 millimeter, almost the same as that, but building, but
Yeah.
So you get like the 3 different scales.
What's the destroyed one on the top? Right? Is that?
Yeah, that's one there too.
How much something like
1/32?
that cost?
I think it's like about $130. Because the problem with these things, it's the plastic, but it's like the time.
Yeah.
Like this piece, I think took like 24, 25 hours to print.
Wow.
Wow.
So and then the same with this piece was similar. And this, so it's like almost takes like 3 days to print the thing. So and probably like a whole spool of plastic. So.
It's
And then
almost
you
better
gotta-
to at that point once you print one out, make a mold of it and just
Yeah,
resin
I
cast
thought
it.
about that, but then there's all like the detail, like these windows you can't get in the foam, So for me to make this in foam, I'd have to cut this up, all these little pieces. They wouldn't foam. And then this stuff's not that easy to like. Foam's real easy to cut, where this stuff is like, you almost got to put it on a bandsaw or something. But yeah, the rest of is kind of just warehouse back here. It's kind of a mess, but more foam. Like this is our Paragon foam.
Mm.
A lot and then I got like Mars stuff over here.
Yeah.
There you go.
We
What's
also
the
got-
playset there? You got a box playset.
It's not. It's a bunch it's a bunch of Conte Alamo pieces.
Conte Alamo. Yeah.
Yeah, a guy gave it like once. I'm selling it for a guy basically, but yeah. Then we right before the pandemic we bought Paragon Scenics.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically got those all in here, and then I also have cases of them in my garage and other places. So, but yeah, this whole section, like when I laid it out, coming from the other store, like it worked, but then I didn't realize, hey, all these boxes stick out 4 inches. So it's a little tight back here, but like this is basically all this stuff over when is all like marks and NPC, all bag stuff.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, like
Left over from Excalibur at all, or?
yeah, some of it, and then like stuff. My father had bought a lot of molds, maybe early 2000s, and then he sold. Of course, I wanted him to give them to me, but then he actually sold them to Jeff Imel at BMC Victory Buy. So Jeff's a lot of the stuff Jeff is now making or like starting to make in different colors. So I don't know. A couple weeks ago, we put a lot of the stuff on sale just to. I'm like, well, we're getting low on it, and we can just sell it in a different color and a different package now, So, a lot of this is like we got some 172 scale like backstock Caesar, and then more kind of foam. Kind of keeps going.
I don't have to go to Chicago show. I can just go to your store, man. Freaking
Yeah, we
Pretty much
well,
true.
and then hat 172 scale, and just these are we got all those like the Mark's character figures. I don't know if that's showing the Moses and George Washington's. Then you kind of we're starting to transit. This is I think one of the was it someone said earlier like Americana. BMC,
Yeah,
we get stuff from Americana usually by the case, and the BMC stuff's starting to get wacky. I think these were the Germans that we saw earlier,
Yep.
which used to be made by Classic
CTS.
Toy Soldiers. So I think John, you said, "Hey, should I tell people who made this stuff in the book?" I would say yeah, because a lot of people are buying these now and probably have no idea that they were Classic Toy Soldiers or they were sold by this, that, and the other person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's /CTS/BMC. It probably says.
Right. Like, I mean, it's like.
Well, what's that one set you sell that has the original Mark's Germans in them?
Oh yeah, that's like I don't even know who made that. It came out
half
of China.
the pack is German, Mark's Germans, and half of it is some
Airfix.
Yeah, that's just like Chinese copies. I think CTS found, but it's like
any reason why they never made the Goose Steppin and the.
I have no idea. I don't really know.
The famous Goose Step mystery.
Yeah. Then we got Expeditionary Force on these shelves, and then
that's man.
How does that sell?
More BMC. It sells pretty good. It's definitely slowed down since the tariff stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, the makers, have slowed down making stuff, and then we slow down buying stuff, and then I think some guys, like we talked, I think you guys mentioned tariffs earlier. Like you guys just think the price went up, even though it hasn't really. Then we also have like obviously Conte Romans, the Barbarians. Those sold.
Are coming.
Yeah, those sold really well for us. Kind of died down. I don't know. We got loose 21st century. I buy collections of those. We just put them on our website. We don't usually mess with eBay on a lot of stuff. Retired Britons. The remnants of Fogarty. I used to be like the importer for Fogarty miniatures for about 10 years. And they're gone. The never-ending bags of LOD resin figures,
Wow.
But they're not all full. But hey, some people know what we're talking about.
LOD that used to be Barzo.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, then we do Waterloo 1815. They do 172 scale, 132 scale. Then we have a bunch of things like this too. We just put it. I have like a rare and retired section on our website, so we put a lot of mint in the box type of stuff on there. I figured why give eBay 15% of my money every time,
Yeah, I know.
But then we got like a lot King Country retired stuff.
Do you still have somebody working on Devil's Den, the foam?
I don't, but I actually those two models I have upstairs, and that guy I had like the exclusive with him, and he just basically disappeared. So
yeah,
really?
Travers Phoenix.
Yeah, I might just get him made. I mean, what's the worst that could happen,
Because I talked to you at Gettysburg. I remember I made
Right.
the place that boxes that were huge that would fit that, man. And that's why I was asking you if that would fit.
Yeah.
Because
I think they might. I actually have them upstairs. I'll when I walk back up. But when I came from my other store, we put all like the metal stuff in alphanumerical order, kind of put it on the shelves. And we decided it was easy to like basically just keep them in the box. So like this is like King Country, like Vietnam VNs, and you just kind of have to pop open the box and see what's in there.
wow.
So
And those are the boxes you just pack up to bring to the shows.
sometimes I bring them to shows, but usually they stay. I usually I'll show you that in a second. But this is like that was all King Country. This is literally all like Britain's. This is
I got to ask you, what's your square footage, man? That place looks huge.
it's not big enough. Our old store was like 50. Our old store and warehouse is like 15,000 square feet. If you count my basement here, it's like 5,400 square feet, and we're using like every inch. Like I got a lot of these like portable shelving units. We can just move them out of the way when we, when we gotta get the stuff. This is all like I think Thomas Gunn and Collector's Showcase down here. This actually was kind of this. This was part of a plastic collection I got a year and a half ago. The guy had like everything was in a shoebox, all labeled. Like these are all Charbon originals painted. So I've been selling a lot of those, or even like reaching out to Paul Stadinger. Hey, can you tell me a little bit more about these? Of course, the end, it's buying most of it, but hey, so yeah, I had so much stuff in this plastic collection too. I had about 30 Mark's original play sets, and of course, I had Rick Eber come up and help me price them, and he took most of them. So I think I had sold one to Rusty at playset, and Rick basically is like got a little upset with me because he really I think wanted it for himself.
Which set was it?
It was French and Indian War set. Fort Mohawk.
Fort Mohawk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I gave it to Rusty too cheap, but I'm like, well, Rusty's gonna plug me in the magazine and give me some free advertising. So but yeah, there's like more stuff here and there. But what else? This is actually all armies in plastic, all in here. But I just got a pile of. People always want the stuff in the box because it had more figures in it, but I literally just bought like 300 boxes from a guy from New York State. So,
jeez.
But yeah,
Well,
so that's kind of that's the basic tour.
So, dude, I mean, this is what people like, man. They like to see the behind the scenes stuff. Man.
Yeah, we have a basement with storage, like kind of bulk stuff, and then I have there was like another gaming room in the back too, like for more like guys play Magic cards back there.
So that's every weekend you open it up for gaming.
Yep, gaming. There goes a notification. So, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, so we're open 7 days a week. We ship everywhere and do a lot of shows. Obviously, I took over the Chicago show. This will be the third year I'm running it, so that's shaping up pretty good. Was probably sold about 3/4 of the table so far.
Wow, nice.
So.
And you drive to that, or do you send all your stuff there?
I drive, yeah. Since I started taking it over, I drive. I go like a day early so I can get the stuff set up, and then I can deal with the people.
It's got to be a haul from where you're at, man.
Yeah, it takes like about 17 hours after you stop for gas and food and whatnot.
Wow.
We used to drive straight through, but like the last 2 years we left like a day early, and just make sure in case we had car trouble, and maybe drove like 12 or 14 hours and then 5, the rest the next day. So
right on. Well, what's the top toy or play set that you've sold, like either money wise or kind of holy grail for somebody? Would it have been the stuff you sold to Rusty, or
the play sets, like I haven't, like basically the play sets I got from Mark's, they were all almost like mint in a box.
Wow.
Perfect, and I had no idea what the prices are, so I'm like, and Rick gave me a fair price, and I was happy because I had so much stuff. What's that?
He will give you a fair price.
Yeah, because he's gonna do well, and if he didn't want it, he would say, "We'll sell that for $100 or something." But I had bought so much from this guy. He had a storage locker. I think I filled up my pickup truck like 3 times. So I'm like, I can't. Wow. It's just not enough. There's too much stuff. Like a lot of these collections that are coming up for sale are just so massive that I'm like, I buy them, and then I know like some other local guys that sell on eBay. I'm like, hey, come on up and take some boxes from me. So
I got to ask you, what's the best and worst thing about having your own hobby store?
basically the worst is probably like my work's never done. Like I could stay here right now for 3 hours doing stuff and then not feel like I got everything done. I also moved my store closer, so like I said, oh, I basically right now I'll get in my car, I'll be home in 4 minutes, maybe 5. If I get stuck at the train, 8, but so I'm like, oh, I'm closer, I'll work less because I don't have a commute. But what happens is I get here earlier and I stay later,
Right.
or I come in on my day off because I was at the grocery store down the street. So but so yeah, pros and cons, I guess, but
Yeah.
so.
A lot of foot traffic in that area, or more people coming from out of town to see your store? Or?
Yeah, we are about a mile off Route 95, which we're also kind of like in the Boston area, like Route 95 and 93. We're like right there, and then like Route 1 is like the other major road coming out. So we're pretty easy to get to. So like usually now, like all summer, we have a lot of people. Anyone going to New Hampshire or Maine or up, or further north that way, basically they're a mile from here, so they usually stop in on the way up or way back. So
Very nice.
What's that set next to it? Those are Osprey books. Is that what I'm seeing?
yes,
And what's that set right there? Right.
these
right
are
there,
actually pretty cool. Warlord games. It's black powder, so you get 2,000 soldiers in this box that are
Holy
what are they?
shit.
I think they're 10 millimeter or something like that. But you basically it's hard to let's see. We got one figure that you can possibly see. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. See how small it is?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nicely detailed though.
Oh, very. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, basically, you can do a giant battle.
You have to with
Yeah.
AWI.
2,000 soldiers. If this was 2,000 plastic soldiers, it'd be in like 4 giant bins.
That's amazing.
So
I've never seen it before.
and 2,000 like metal soldiers would be like what 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't even $29,000. You know what I mean? This is it's like $220 for 2,000 figures. So like 10 cents. So. But
And I know you're a dealer too and a creator. Is there anything that you're wanting to create that nobody has yet, like a new form piece or a new, diorama or a new?
Unfortunately, I used to be like always. That was always like one of the things. Oh, I got to make this. I got to make that. But I think I gave up. Yes, my creativity because there's so many people making so many things these days. I don't know. It's but. No, I mean, I got a few of my pieces that I wanted to like chop up and make new things out of. But like I said, I think a lot of you guys that have been collecting, I mean, guys just run out of space sometimes. So, I think there's a market for more smaller accessories, but I was trying to do some of that, but we never really, I don't know if they're in here maybe. Those are like 3D printed like barrels and buckets and things like that.
Yeah.
So we might start doing something like that.
See, that's cool, man. Accessory stuff. Those are.
And those are all 3D printed walls. I think I just dry brushed them real quick. And they had these like little hedges, and I made them in like the largest scale, but they're kind of real finicky. So every time I made them in the largest scale, they just wouldn't print. They wouldn't finish printing. They just got like, I don't know if any of you guys know what happens. Like it's very sensitive to temperature and humidity. So like in New England, you leave here, it's 90 degrees, and then at night it's 60 degrees, and then it's it goes up and down so much that it kind of can throw off the prints. So
Yeah.
you kind of, a lot of guys that do this at home, like the resin stuff, they almost make like a marijuana like grow tent like area, so it stays the same temperature, humidity,
temperature,
and yeah. So that's another like 3D printed building there that we did. It's like on a barn.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right. War Park tank.
Yeah, War Park, Thomas Gunn.
Yeah.
That's the newest Thomas Gunn figure. That's it's Indiana Jones, but it's not, right?
Yeah.
So, Yeah, we got to probably take these cases out and redo them, but you know, it's kind of no time to do it sometimes. But
Oh,
That's just awesome stuff.
Yeah, fantastic.
I know we're over
Yeah.
the hour mark, but I could stay in your store for another hour or two.
It's only 9:05, Paul.
I'll have to I'll make another YouTube video just at the store. You know, I'll go slower.
Dude, we got to get you back
You know.
on the channel again, man. This
Yeah,
is
there's
cool.
some random stuff in here too. That's actually, it's kind of just not in a good shape. That's a 28 millimeter blown up church, and I actually made one, not
gotta
a blown up,
lower
an
the camera.
intact. Yeah, I think I brought it to Chicago. It's about as long as the case. I think it was like 5 feet long or something like that. It was pretty wild, but I didn't make the rubble one because it has so much more plastic. Like on the
Oh, okay.
sides.
There we see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, if I'm on the show again, I'll set up the big church for you guys. You know?
Do you remember that Bo Jest or Foreign Legion set you had at Chicago, all painted figures?
Oh yes,
You-
yeah.
You ever sell that?
I did. I don't even remember who I sold it to, but I think I had it for a while. The guy beat me down on the price, but yeah, a friend of mine did that. He sent all the Conte and Armies and plastic figures to the guy in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, they look
And
incredible.
yeah, it was like 500 figures. It was. I wanted to keep the thing, and I'm like, where am I going to put this? You know.
No.
So this was like a kind of weird prints we did too. They were really like 28 millimeter, like fantasy like things. But I said I will make a few in like 54 millimeter. So I might bring some more like weird stuff like this, like onesies and twosies to Chicago.
Yeah, those are perfect.
But that's like we did the rubble and
That's
54
cool.
Yeah,
54 millimeter too, but like this particular one, there's like 30 different options. So I'll probably do a bunch and then, like I said, bring them to the show. But and then you guys can paint them.
Hey, man.
But
So I asked you your favorite childhood toy. Give us a good childhood memory of playing with your toys. Doesn't have to be toy soldiers. Like could
I
be
think my
could be your favorite
favorite
Christmas, a favorite birthday, whatever.
I think
like
my
that.
favorite was like I think it was like Easter, like 1984, and I got like 2 GI Joes that had just. I think it was 83 or 84. They just released them, and I got, I think my brother and I each got 2 of them in our Easter, basket, and then every Saturday from there on in, we used to, so back in the 80s, my mom was a nurse and she worked on Saturdays, so we would go to my dad's store on Saturdays and work for him or whatever, sweep, and they'd give us $10, and then we would go to Toys R Us and buy like 2-3 GI Joes with the money. So by the end of the 80s, we had a lot of GI Joes, you know. But
Nice.
I remember one year too. He gave, I think I was like 8 or 10. Of course, my dad set it up probably for himself, but we had the Guns and Navarone set up, you know.
Oh yeah,
So
classic, man.
yeah, because I guess I grew up like after that stuff was stopped. You know, they stopped selling the stuff in the stores. So, but so my dad was into the stuff, so he used to just, I think in the late 70s and 80s. Even before he started selling it really in a store, he used to just accumulate it in the attic. We had just my brother and I would just go up there and play with literally marks and Britain detail and whatever all day long, you know. So
that's cool.
But
we got one more question for you,
Yep.
and it has nothing to do with toy soldiers or collecting or anything. Our buddy Rick here, he has what's called the mayonnaise jar, and he pulls out a question from the mayonnaise jar. This could be anything, brother. So you got to be prepared here. And
It threw me off guard again.
your answer determines whether we can have you back on the show or not.
Oh,
So
so keep
very
it PG. Keep
Yeah,
it
like that's
PG,
gonna make
you
a
know?
difference.
it's very important how you answer these questions. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna ask one of the most important questions we have out of the 15 questions. You ready, Matthew?
Okay.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Be careful how you answer this now.
I'm gonna probably have to say I don't really believe in myths and legends. You know.
Oh no.
Oh, wah, wah.
Don't feel
However,
bad.
you know.
Don't feel bad. You don't have to. No, don't. Yeah.
I mean, if I was drunk in the woods, I might think I heard him. You know?
So you're saying there's a chance? There's a
There's a
chance.
small
Jesus.
chance, yeah. You know.
All right, very good.
Hey, buddy, I want to
You
thank
do realize that the museum, one of the biggest museums for cryptozoology, is up in Maine, right?
Oh, is it?
We didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. There was one in Portland, and they just relocated it. But yeah, there was a huge Bigfoot museum in downtown Portland.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
So if he's interested, he can go to Maine and see it. It's not that far away.
I
So
can
Matt-
get there pretty quick. I can
Yeah.
get in my car right now. I'll be in Maine in about 45 minutes. I think
Yeah.
at the Portsmouth
Yeah.
Bridge.
So the store is in Wakefield, you said?
Wakefield, Mass. Yeah, just north of Boston. It's like north of Boston. Like we're close to the. We're about I think 10 miles to Logan Airport. Right off of 95. So
Yeah, that's not too far. I'm gonna have to come down for a visit.
where you?
Yeah. And if you do that, I got a list of stuff I need, Rick. So.
I'm in Milford, New Hampshire. So
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
far.
not bad.
Yeah.
No.
Well, hey, Matt, I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. I know we switched days on you, but I'm glad you were able to make
That's
it.
all right. And I just had to leave the kids at home, but
I hope you will come back and do it again sometime. I hope to see you in Chicago. I know Joe Baker, you're going to be there in Chicago this year.
Planning on it. I don't know if I'm
All
going
right.
to do the show or not.
And John Salatellis is definitely making the trip from Canada, so I'm going to make it from Virginia Beach, and hope to see you there. Why don't you leave us off with where people can find you, just in case they're not familiar with the address of your store or website or
yeah,
YouTube
you can
channel?
find
or
us
whatever you
at
got?
hobbybunker.com. If you can get through my Boston accent on that, hobbybunker, that's an ER.com. And 103 Albion Street in Wakefield, right off the square, and we're about a mile off of Route 95, and we're about 5 miles north of where our old store was in Malden for 20 years. So we didn't go too far.
Instagram, YouTube, nothing like that?
Yeah, Hobby Bunker is on Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Great.
Plus, I also run the Chicago Toy Soldiers show, social media. So anybody will be looking for content. People can send me to if you come into the show. But I'll get on that pretty soon. But
Very cool.
All right.
Hey, thanks again, buddy. And don't forget,
Thanks, Matt.
tomorrow night is going to be our G.I. Joe show that was normally tonight. So we will see everybody tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
All
Till
right.
then, thanks again, Matt. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Matt.
Okay, bye.
Take care.
Bye.